Hello, everyone. Yeah, we're live.
Okay, welcome to Tea for Lunch, the show where we serve up the news that you need to know in 15 minutes or less. So Mike and Mitzi are away this week, so the social team is stepping in. I've got myself here, Melanie and Taina. We're so excited to be doing this Tea for Lunch. While the parents are away, the kids will play, as they say. So I am Mel. I'm a social media lead here at Arcade.
And I'm Taina, and I'm a community manager here at Arcade. I'm just getting some tea ready. What flavor do you want?
What do we got here?
We have English breakfast, Irish breakfast, the Lady Grey.
The Lady Grey. I'll do peppermint.
Ooh, peppermint's a good one.
I've already had a lot of coffee, so peppermint sounds good to me.
I'm doing a lemon and ginger.
Okay, so before we get into the stories for today, Taina, how has your week been?
My week's been good. It's been pretty slow, kind of busy. Mostly just taking out the dogs to the dog park and hanging out with them. But I'm excited for the rest of the week. I've had a good night's sleep. I'm ready to go for the day. What about you?
We love that for you. My week has been good. It started on Tuesday. I was on vacation on Monday, so it's always like
a short week.
Yeah, a short week, and it's always interesting getting back into work, but honestly, I felt ready to get back into it. I mean, you can only be on vacation for so long until you kind of feel like you want to get back into things. I don't know if that's just me. But yeah, so this week has been great, and we're excited about dropping some news today.
Yes.
So now that you have had your coffee, it's time for some tea.
First off, I just want to say happy Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
And our first story is actually more of an announcement, and I'm sure you've already heard about it. But Rihanna is pregnant with rapper A$AP Rocky's child, and I, for one, am not surprised at all. I called this at the Met Gala, but we love to see it. We love Rihanna, and she announced it on January 31st, as Rihanna would, with a whole photo shoot downtown New York with a pink jacket, belly out, looking flawless as usual. But yeah, I'm super excited about that.
Imagine if you didn't know that Rihanna was pregnant and you found out on this live.
I am honored to be the one to have told you
I
that.
don't think that that's going to happen for anyone, but if that happened, you're welcome. It's a good day. Yeah, we love that for her. Her debut was iconic. Yeah. I loved being on social the day that it announced because everyone was going crazy.
So
everyone was sharing pictures of her. I think she knew that when she announced it, she had to have that photo shoot because everyone, every news outlet was going to pick it up.
Yeah.
And it was just going to be a big deal because it is a big deal.
It is. And all the memes that I saw the day of and all the videos of Drake and Chris Brown reacting to the news killed me. I was laughing for 3 hours straight just watching all of the videos that they were taking old Drake songs, making new Drake songs, and people are just so creative. I love it.
I know. I also saw the memes and hilarious, but on a real level, I can't imagine what those two are going through. Seeing your ex, she's thriving, she's having a baby. I hope that they're happy for her. We're happy for her.
We're happy for her. Rihanna, if you're watching, congratulations.
Yes.
Love it. You can name your child Taina if it's a girl.
Yes, Rihanna, if you're watching. But also some tea. Now, this is just allegedly, so I can't confirm, but I did see a tweet that Drake unfollowed Rihanna and A$AP the day that it was announced.
I can confirm. I looked it up because I'm nosy.
You looked it up?
One thing about me is I will be in Rihanna's business. And I looked it up, and he did unfollow her.
Okay, the tea.
And A$AP.
The tea. Wow, okay.
But congratulations, Rihanna.
We love you. So the next story is one that caught my eye because I have been obsessed, like many other people, I have been obsessed with Wordle. Have you been playing Wordle?
I haven't, but for some reason I'm on Wordle TikTok, but I've never played it or downloaded it.
For some reason I'm offended that you haven't played Wordle.
I'm so sorry.
But honestly, I've only been playing for about a week, but it has taken, I don't even know, society by storm or the internet. Lots of people are talking about it on the internet. It's this really popular game. Basically, if you've never played it, just Google Wordle. It's really simple. It's a word game. You basically have 6 tries to guess a 5-letter word. Everyone has the same word every day, and you basically put in a guess, say you start with teams, then it will tell you if the letters are correct and if they're in the right order. So you basically get clues, and then you basically just want to get the word. So
how has no one exposed the word of the day?
Well, here's the thing. There's a social contract that no one is exposing the word of the day.
Okay.
Like everyone knows, like in the Wordle community, we all know not to expose the word because that would just be exactly. So it's very wholesome. I think we needed this. There's a lot going on in the world, and so I think that we needed Wordle.
2022 looking great.
Yeah, and so my mom was the one that showed me Wordle. And she was telling me how popular it was, and my first question was, how are they monetizing this? Like, are there ads on Wordle? Because she was saying how many people are playing it, and I don't know what is wrong with my brain, but that was the first thing that I went to.
I would have too, yeah.
And it turns out that I was onto something because the New York Times has just bought Wordle.
Yes.
But rest assured, they said that it will be free for now. That might change. But yeah, I was clearly onto something. I was like, there is a money-making opportunity here.
And I saw that it sold for somewhere in the low 7 figures.
No
so
big
it's
deal.
safe to say that the guy who created the game, Josh Wardle, not Wordle, had a pretty big payday. So that's great for him. But how are they monetizing it? Like, how is Wordle making money?
I don't think they are. I don't think they are right now because it's free to play. There's no ads. I was also saying to my boyfriend yesterday, I was like, I wonder if in the future it'll be free to play for 1 word a day, but you have to pay for additional words.
For more words.
And he was like, oh, like I hate
More
that.
tries
But
even? Instead of 6 tries?
maybe, but you want to get the lowest tries possible.
Right.
But basically last night he was like, oh, only 4 more hours. And I was like, 4 more hours until what? And he was like, until the next Wordle. So like he is the prime person. Like he would pay for more words a day, I bet. So anyways, but yeah, so they're not monetizing it right now, but in the future they might because the New York Times paid low 7 figures for it. So
That's crazy.
yeah.
Our next story is something that's extremely relevant to us, but a new study just revealed that email marketing remains marketers' preferred choice rather than social media. And that's so weird because we both work in social. And so this is not super shocking, but it is kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, the study came out basically saying that marketers are preferring email over social to reach new customers and existing customers. And I'm not shocked by that because in our work, we do both. We're on the social team, obviously. But yeah, I have a personal bias towards social, but I can totally see this. Like email is that direct line to your audience. And people have also opted in to hear from you. So it can lead to some pretty incredible results. We've seen it. But yeah, it's interesting because obviously love social, but also love email.
But there's also so much noise on social too. People have thousands and hundreds of thousands of followers. People are seeing things every single day. So it makes sense that email would be where you go to pay or where you go to like convert, because when you're on social media, you're relaxing, you want to laugh, you want to be entertained. You're not necessarily ready to like make a purchase decision right then and there. And that's probably why email is doing better.
Yeah, and brands will do a lot of like offers via email.
Right.
But like I
Coupon
personally,
codes.
I personally don't shop via email, but I also don't shop via social. I think because I am a marketer, I see what they're trying to do and I actively try to not purchase that way. How are you?
I'm the opposite. I'm such a consumer. I'm like, I see what you're doing
and
it
working.
Worked. Add to cart. Like, here you go. Here's my money. Because that's just me.
Yeah, so honestly, both email and social are important parts of a marketing strategy, and you shouldn't skimp out on one or the other. You should really do both. And they work great in tandem together. Some of the most interesting campaigns that we've done is when we blend email and social together. It can just be like the dream team, and you can see some really great results. Lots of sales. So that's great. Our next story, we're going to talk about Peloton. I feel like we're always talking about Peloton.
At least twice now, for sure.
Yeah, at least twice. And I was actually just in Vancouver, and I was shocked to see not one, but 2 Peloton stores. And they were not that far from each other. And I was thinking, like, are people walking down the street and being like, oh, maybe I should purchase a Peloton today? I don't know. But I thought it was interesting to see the stores. They looked beautiful. I've never seen a Peloton store. But basically, Peloton has been in the news recently for a couple of different things. But they're kind of caught in a negative news cycle. And it kind of kicked off with the death of Mr. Big when he was riding his Peloton and he had a heart attack on the Sex and the City reboot.
Yeah, and then they actually had a pretty clever response when Ryan Reynolds' agency Maximum Effort came out with a commercial immediately after, but it was pulled so quick because of the accusations of sexual assault by Chris North, the Chris Noth,
I think so,
who
yeah.
plays Mr. Big. So that was kind of weird because I feel like Peloton did a great job with responding, but then they had to pull it really quickly. So it's like you do something great and then actually that didn't work.
Yeah, my heart goes out to the Peloton team because I can't imagine how like quickly things are happening, and like when that happened, their office was probably just like in a frenzy. And we actually mentioned Peloton and the clever response on Tea for Lunch, and that same day was when the accusations came out, and we hate to see that. So it was just, you know, a lot of negative news. But if we back up a little, it hasn't all been negative. Peloton, in the first year of the pandemic, they saw double the revenue. But now there's a bit of trouble in paradise. There was last year an expensive recall of their treadmills because they had some safety concerns. And then recently they came out to say that they have excess supply, not enough demand, and they're having trouble reaching new customers.
Oh my goodness. Their marketing and sales team must be under a lot of pressure to try to get sales up and going again. And I saw a stat that said in December of just last year, their stock was at $167 USD. And just now, today I checked it, and it's $24 USD. So that's a huge drop. And a lot of people, especially on an article on Ad Age, have been quoting some other marketing experts telling them that they should focus on their loyal customers and the customers that they already have instead of trying to expand to new customers, and try to build that base a little bit more. Just basically giving them advice on what to do, because I think we all have advice on what they should do, but it's harder for when you're actually on the Peloton sales and marketing team to know what you should do.
Yeah. Do you have a Peloton?
I don't, but the gym that we used to go to had a Peloton and I loved it. So I do have a Peloton account, but I don't have a Peloton.
Yeah, I think that I don't have a Peloton. I honestly would love to have one, but I think that Peloton customers are definitely loyalists and they're like really involved in the community because not only do you have to have the equipment, but then you sign up for Peloton classes or a membership. I don't really know how that works, but I've seen on TikTok, I see some of the Peloton instructors and they're amazing. They're like personalities in themselves.
Exactly. So Peloton should really utilize the community that they've already built on TikTok, because I love watching their videos. They're hilarious and it makes you feel like you're part of this like cult or community of Peloton. So it's just great to see that. And so Peloton should definitely utilize the TikTok audience.
Yeah, I think my favorite instructor is Cody.
Yeah, he's
amazing.
So funny.
He's just like infectious. Like I definitely want to take a class from
energy.
him. Yeah, so I don't know. I haven't quite joined the Peloton community yet, but I think that in this Ad Age article, the marketing experts are right. I think, I mean, I don't know, this is big business and I'm obviously not an expert here, but I think that bringing it back to your loyal community is always a good idea, because it's an expensive product, and if people have purchased it and if they're in the community utilizing it and, you know, taking classes, that means that they're big fans of the brand. And I think, you know, they mentioned in the article that it's really expensive for them to get new customers. And so I get it, like to focus on your existing customers, you can sell them new products. Like they came out with the treadmill. I know that they had some issues with that, but I do think that there's an opportunity of like people that really love Peloton to buy more Peloton, and they obviously are ready to buy because they already did. So I don't know, we'll see what happens, but I think it's like easy to get distracted by the shiny new customer, but if you focus on your loyal community, like they're your day ones, and I think that that's never a bad idea.
I agree. Well, now that we've wet your palate, go eat something more substantial.
Thanks for joining us. Next week, the big bosses will be back.
Yeah.
And thank you for having us as guests on Tea for Lunch.
Bye, guys.